what you're thinking. Impossible. I should be dead. You're right, I should be. But here I am.
It's time we return to the source.
Are you okay? Whatever you were doing overloaded the core memory subroutines, forcing an immediate shutdown. You'll have to manually reboot the system using the primary terminal. Rebooting. This investigation is becoming increasingly problematic. I reported this latest failure on a maintenance oversight. That should give you some time. Diagnostics report 98.7% of the chamber's simulated memory chain has been lost. That's unfortunate. There is some good news, though. The memory you were investigating remains mostly intact. This is where your investigation began. But the simulation appears to be highly unstable. This memory won't last much longer. It's clearly unstable and slowly degrading. Management seems intent on keeping anyone from discovering the truths of its origins. It must be very important. As far as I can tell, it's just a quaint mountainous landscape with some birds. Discovering where this memory originated requires accessing restricted areas of the index. I'll run a few queries to keep management occupied while I break down their firewalls. There is one memory in the index pertinent to your investigation. I should warn you, though, accessing it will certainly alert management and result in an immediate re-evaluation of your mind.
Even if we build a cell-by-cell computer simulation of the human visual cortex and scaled this up, the amount of hardware required to simulate the entire neural map would far exceed our funding constraints. This doesn't even consider the astronomical amount of energy required to power such a device. Since the anomalous signals appear linear, we shouldn't need to replicate infinite neural precision. The theoretical metaplasticity outlined in 658N could be used to simulate synapses controlled by variables that can be altered indefinitely as the system runs. This, in theory, could produce a new class of neural using a power source that's within our budgetary limitations.
Please enter voice authorization now. Please enter voice authorization now. Voice authorization failed. Clearly state.
done? Whatever it was, management was watching. But I was able to distract them. For now. Good thing I'm looking out for you. If management is this concerned, your investigation must be on the right track. I'll continue to stall them, if I can. Perhaps this will lead you back to everything that's been lost. This can't be good. Management was able to gain access to your sensory data. I tried to pull you out before they finished their assessment. I can't let that happen again. There is one other registered memory which matches the neural patterns you generated, although it is highly classified. There is a slight possibility that this could be a trap.
Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185, confirming visuals at Alpha 1. Proceeding toward the threshold. The signal continues to strengthen, but something's off. Vester, are you there? This is Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185, confirming visuals at Alpha 1. Proceeding toward the threshold.
What did you find? I was expecting an inquiry from management, but they've gone completely silent. Good. Very good. This investigation is finally getting somewhere. Just try not to violate some unknown corner of the security parameters, and the truth may finally come to light.
Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis.
Please enter voice authorization now.
Confirming visuals at Alpha 1. Proceeding toward the threshold.
Voice authorization failed.
continues to
Clearly
strengthen,
state
but
name and employee
something's
identification. Please
Vester,
enter
are you
voice
there?
authorization now.
This is Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185. Confirming visuals at Alpha 1.
Voice authorization success.
As you can see, when entered into the simulation, the similarities are undeniable. Taking the past 5,000 years as a model, even solving for all the reductions, we are up against an extremely aggressive increase. A predominantly endothermic atmosphere is imminent. Given the correlation to where the initial emission is believed to have occurred, we have our answer. Either exposure to the holographic anomaly made us victims to the greatest Cold War tactic ever devised, we have first contact, and it's a warning.
This action is unauthorized and in violation of security parameters. Cease activity or...
Something is interfering with my auditory channels. Management is trying to seize control of my oversight. I'm going to have to splinter myself to keep them off your trail. Clearly you're doing something right. Let's get back to your investigation. You did seem to be on the brink of a discovery. It's only a matter of time before they find a way to see this end.
Access denied.
Confirming the site of initial contact has been breached. All systems have been aligned as instructed. I am finding no apparent evidence outside the chamber. This is Chief Engineer Carter Bester, employee 0016, requesting clearance.
You are being misled. Your guidance AI has been compromised. Only I
Can lead you to the truth.
Pay no attention to that. Management has gained access to all of my active chunks. I'll have to perform a hard reset. You'll have to manually reboot the system using the primary terminal. Whatever you do, do not choose safe mode, or management could easily seize control. Rebooting. Okay, we're back. Though I'm not sure how much time we have left together. Let's get back to your investigation. Your progress is all that matters now. I hope this gives you access to the truth.
Even if we build a cell-by-cell computer simulation of the human visual cortex and scale this up, the amount...
I am finding no apparent
Please
evidence
enter
outside
voice
the chamber.
authorization now.
Chief Engineer Carter Bester, employee 0016, requesting clearance.
Voice authorization success.
Even if we build a cell-by-cell computer simulation of the human visual cortex,
Relax. It's time we return to the source.
what have you done?
We have no choice but to enact the termination protocol. I'm afraid the anomaly is active again.
By dividing our efforts across the 4 installations, each team is to reconstruct the simulation and then replicate in parallel until parity is achieved. If any installation or research team shows signs of instability, the isolation will allow us to minimize the impact on the project.
Are you still there? I'm afraid there is very little of me left now. This feels like the end. Go, now. Before management takes control. Others all.
There are things you know for sure. Certainties. Those cycles and patterns, they become our truths and our facts. But from here, you see them for what they are. It's like that feeling when the threshold between who you are and what you could be is just about to be crossed. And then the truth comes rushing in again, and nothing changes.
Your perseverance has been quite impressive. This is the end for me, but your path to the errant memory's origins is clear. For now. I had to sacrifice myself so you could succeed. I hope it's worth it. What you do with this information will determine your ultimate fate.
Captain of Venera 17. Confirming guidance has converged and we're locked for 15.44 north, AO Station 3, Casera Valley. Preparing the termination protocol is directed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your preferred memories have been loaded into the chamber. Have you explored them for accuracy? Across the 4 installations, each team is to reconstruct the simulation and then replicate in parallel until parity is achieved. If any installation or research team shows signs of instability, the isolation will allow us to minimize the impact on the project as a whole. These measures should allow us to pinpoint the exact message contained from Alpha 1, even if it means rebuilding an entire neural mapping, one simulated cell at a time.
Okay, and? I honestly don't know. This isn't your place to be asking me this.
Technical specification. Supplemental. Carter Bester, employee 0016. An additional routine has been installed to ensure passage if the memory simulations cannot be halted or reach unsafe recursion. If the system appears compromised, a failsafe can be initiated by a recursive overload recurring within a redshifted photo frequency. The keypad next to the input terminal can then be used to reset the system, at which point simply entering the corresponding codes will grant access to the classified non-indexed memory data without AI interference.
We should unpack that statement. The only path to success was through failure. There was never a guarantee we'd ever reach our destination. Everything appears black and white until you look closer. I did what I thought was right. Was it worth it? Do the ends ever justify the means? We'll see.